sound of howling wind, distant thunder, and a faint, mournful train whistle midnight. The air hangs heavy, thick with the scent of rain and rust. "This is Bulungur Junction," a name whispered. "Only in forgotten Talisk. The station is a skeleton, its iron bones eaten away by time. A single, stubborn light flickers, casting long, dancing shadows across the platform, making the rusted rails gleam like wet teeth. Papers, brittle with age, skitter across the grimy floor, pushed by a wind that seems to carry voices from a long-gone era. The sign Bulungur Junction hangs crooked, a grim welcome to a place no one should be. The silence here isn't empty. It's watchful, holding its breath. The distant thunder rumbles, not like a storm, but like something ancient and massive stirring in its sleep. Another whistle cuts through the night, closer this time. A lonely, beckoning cry from the darkness. A solitary figure emerges from the gloom. Rahat young, alone, clutching a small bag as if it were his only anchor in this sea of shadows. He pulls out his phone. The screen's cold light illuminates his anxious face. 12:32 a.m. Far too late. He was supposed to be home hours ago, but a missed connection left him stranded here, in a place that feels like the world's end. Every footstep echoes, a stark announcement of his presence in the suffocating emptiness. He walks slowly, his eyes darting into every dark corner, a primal fear prickling the back of his neck. The feeling of being watched is overwhelming, a heavy pressure in the air. He scans the deserted platform, the empty benches, the dark, gaping doorways of abandoned offices. There's no one here, and yet he can't shake the feeling that he is not alone. The tension is a physical thing, a knot tightening in his chest with each step he takes. Suddenly, a pinprick of light pierces the void at the far end of the tracks. It wavers, then grows, a single, dim eye opening in the darkness. An old train, a relic from another time, groans into view. It moves with a painful slowness, its gray, rust-streaked body emerging from a shroud of fog and steam. The single headlight flickers, weak and uncertain, like a dying pulse. The sound is a symphony of decay, a deep, rumbling bass that you feel in your bones, punctuated by the agonizing shriek of metal on metal. It doesn't look like any train Rahat has ever seen. It looks like it's been dredged from the bottom of a river. Logic screams at him to run, to hide, to get as far away from this phantom locomotive as possible. But the whistle, now soft and strangely inviting, seems to pull at him. Exhaustion and a desperate hope for a way out cloud his judgment. He hesitates for a moment. Then, with a deep breath, he steps aboard. The air inside is cold and stagnant, smelling of dust and something else. Something vaguely metallic, like old blood. Dim yellow lights, caked in grime, cast a sickly glow over the carriage. It's almost empty. Almost. 3 other passengers occupy the space. Islands of stillness in the gloom. An old woman sits hunched by a window, her eyes closed, a faint, unsettling smile playing on her lips. A few seats away, a middle-aged man stares at his own hands, muttering in a low, frantic whisper, his words lost in the hum of the carriage. And at the far end, a tall, imposing figure in a heavy black coat stands with his back to Rahat, his face hidden in shadow. A slow, rhythmic ticking starts up from somewhere, like an old clock counting down to something terrible. Rahat finds a seat, the worn fabric cold against his skin, and the train lurches forward. The train moves, but not like a normal train. There is no sense of acceleration. Hustus mode's silent glide into nothingness. Rahat peers out the window, expecting to see the familiar, scattered lights of the countryside. But there is only an impenetrable, absolute blackness, a void that seems to swallow the light from the carriage. It's as if the train is not moving through the world, but through a space between spaces. The familiar click-clack of the wheels on the track begins to warp, the rhythm becoming hypnotic, lulling, drawing him into a trance. The sound distorts, stretching and twisting until it's joined by other sounds, faint, sibilant whispers that seem to slither just at the edge of his hearing. He can't make out the words, but he can feel their cold intent, The old woman's head turns, a slow, creaking movement. Her eyes, which he thought were closed, flutter open. They fix on him. Her voice is a dry rustle of leaves. "You're a new passenger," she says softly, her strange smile widening. "Getting off at your village stop, are you?" A chill, sharp and icy, shoots down Rehat's spine. How could she possibly know where he's from? He's never seen her before in his life. How? "How did you know my village?" he whispers, his own voice sounding foreign and small. She doesn't answer. She just leans forward slightly, letting the dim light fall fully on her face. Her eyes. They aren't eyes. They are black, empty voids, bottomless pits that seem to pull the very light and warmth from the air. A silent scream is trapped in Rehat's throat. His heart hammers against his ribs like a fist. The lights in the carriage begin to flicker violently, strobing between the sick yellow and complete darkness. The whispers grow louder, swirling around him, a chorus of ghostly voices. One voice, clear and cold, cuts through the chaos, right beside his ear. "This train never returns." Then, with a final, dying buzz, the lights go out, plunging him into a terrifying, absolute black. He can hear movement in the dark, a shuffling, a scraping. Shadowy figures, darker than the darkness itself, flit past his vision. A flash of lightning illuminates the window, and for a split second, he sees faces pressed against the glass bowl. Gaunt, their eyes wide with a silent, eternal scream. The air becomes impossibly cold. The metallic groaning of the train intensifies, a sound of pure agony, as if the machine itself is in torment. And then, silence, stillness. The rumbling stops. The whispers fade. Warm sunlight filters through his eyelids. Rehat wakes with a gasp, sitting upright. He's not on the train. He's on a bench. A wooden bench on a station platform. Bulanger Junction. But it's different. It's morning. The sky is a gentle, hazy blue. The station is still deserted. But the oppressive atmosphere is gone, replaced by a simple, quiet decay. He's confused, his head throbbing. Was it all a dream? A nightmare brought on by stress and exhaustion? He looks down at his hand. He's clutching something. It's a train ticket, old, brittle, and yellowed with age. The text is faded, but he can just make it out. It's a ticket for the Bulanger line, and the date printed on it is October 13th, 1972. A faint train whistle echoes in the distance, a sad, lonely sound, before fading away into the morning air. Thank you so much for watching. If this story sent a chill down your spine, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more Tales from the Shadows. Stay safe and always be careful when waiting for the last train.